Hello, Miss Amores. The day has finally come. I have decided to finally face my fears and make the things actually that I love the most. What if I make it, put all that effort into making it, just to be unhappy with what it tastes like? Because the times I've had these things, I went to heaven and back because I'm here. One of these things I've eaten for years now and have had good and bad ones. So I'm not really scared of making that one. I've just always been a little too lazy to make it myself. The other thing, I think there are restaurants here that offer it, but I don't really go to restaurants if at all they're not ordering and they don't really deliver that kind of food. I've only ever had it in London for the first time last year, and every day I think about it. Every day I wish I could have it every day. Today I decided to face my fears and it's gonna be good. I'm especially motivated because I've started seeing it more and more on TikTok. Now I just have to make it. And of course, I'm talking about panipuri.
Panipuri!
I love this. Guys, it's just the best thing ever. Honestly, if this is just half as good as the ones I've had in England, I'll be satisfied. Pani puri is actually an Indian snack, I think. It's like a street food, maybe. I don't think it's really a proper dish or meal. It's more so something that you have. But for me, it'll be a whole damn meal because I'm gonna have so much of them if they're good. And also, I've just started making this video, but I've already had to work hard for it, so they better be good. It's like this fried dough sphere that you then poke a hole into and fill it with a masala and a sauce, like a soupy sauce, more on the soupy side. It is basically a soup, and then you throw it in your mouth. Without further ado, should we start making it? Let's first start by creating our sphere. So our puris, and I think the soup is called pani. So when you buy them, they're just these little flat discs. Essentially, when you put them in oil, they puff up and become golden brownish. According to TikTok, you can also just put them in the microwave for 15 seconds or so. Oh, that feels wrong. Good luck. Are they gonna plop? Ooh, cute. How does this work? What happened to this one? Turn around. Oops. I think these are done. I think these are dead. Oh, it's too hot. Too hot, too hot, too hot. So apparently you fry one at a time. But they look so good. These ones not so much. I don't understand. You better work, bitch.
Get your fucking ass up and work.
Huh? What's happening to this one? It's literally the perfect temperature. I'm so confused.
Get your fucking ass up. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. Get your fucking ass up.
I am stinky. So I do have a couple of balls. This one is my favorite. One page on the internet says to make them and then eat them right away. So I kind of stopped for now because we're now gonna make the rest, and then if we still feel like it, make more or just use these. I think we should now continue with the pani. Pani is the soup that you pour into it or that you dip your puri into. Yeah, here's what you're gonna need. 15 grams of mint leaves, 8 grams of coriander or cilantro leaves, 1 to 2 green chilies chopped. Well, I'm just gonna go for 1. 1.2 centimeters or half an inch of ginger. I think that's about right. 1.5 medium-sized lemons. It doesn't really specify in the recipe, but I'm guessing they just mean the juice. 42 grams of sugar. Spices. This is 4 grams or 1 teaspoon of chaat masala powder. I bought this at our local Indian store. This smells absolutely fantastic. And then 1/4 of a teaspoon of black salt. Now, and this is kind of weird because it's never mentioned again. In the recipe, it also says to put 4 tablespoons of bondi. It does say it's optional, but I don't really know how to edit. This tastes so good. We have these two in Germany. They're called Backerbsen, but they're bigger. I used to eat them when I was younger. Lastly, you just add salt to taste and also 4 cups of water, or I think 950 milliliters of water. Now we just pour everything into a blender and mix, mix, mix. It just smells very heavily like egg because of the black salt. The one in England did not smell like egg. This bowl is not big enough. I wanted a clear bowl. We're gonna strain it now. This isn't really the finest sieve. And then just add the rest of the water. I think we can try this already. See if it's good. Ah, that's good. Oh, place it in the refrigerator for at least an hour. I wish I was outside right now. It looks beautiful. I really want to go for a snow walk right now. Sad times for Vincent, but we can make the masala and then we'll be happy afterwards, hopefully. So, our filling. This is pretty easy to make, except it just takes a while, which I didn't really take into account. We're gonna have to use black or brown chickpeas, and I thought you could buy them just the same as you can buy like normal chickpeas. Obviously, you need to drain them in water and let them soak for hours and hours and hours and hours. So I got some black chickpeas, put 1 cup into 4 cups of water and let them drain overnight. But the first instructions that I read told me to take them out of the water after 8 hours and then just have them sit in some cotton. Thick cotton. So, what did I have to do last night? Wake up at 3 a.m. to do that. But only my 3 a.m. mind was so smart as to look up more instructions on how to make it, which then told me to just let them soak for at least 12 hours. Then this morning, I got rid of the water again, rinsed them again, and let them cook for, I think, 1 hour and 20. But apparently it depends on how long you let them soak for. Once that is done though, it's very easy. You basically just have to put everything into a bowl and mash it together. And here's what you have to mash together. 100 grams of black chickpeas. And maybe then began my no longer hatred for potatoes, because I had no idea that there were potatoes in there. But 210 grams of boiled potatoes and spices, of course. Half a teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of cumin coriander powder, and a quarter of a teaspoon of chaat masala powder, 2 tablespoons of finely chopped coriander. Oopsies. And guys, don't be fooled by the coriander or cilantro. I don't mind cilantro, but I'm also not the biggest fan of it. But you also don't really taste it as much, at least what I've tried so far. And then just salt to taste. This seems very dry. Taste test just to see if we need to add anything more. What do I know? This seems fine. This tastes fantastic, actually. Just very dry on its own. But guys, we can change that now. He's excited, this dog. Just to assemble, you still need some diced onion into cubes to pour on top. And also some sev? Is that how to pronounce it? They're not bad, they're just not as good as the bondi, which I've been eating for the last couple of hours. And lastly, and this is optional, some tamarind and date chutney. The moment of truth, and truthfully, I'm a bit nervous, but it's assemblation time. It's eating time. Okay. So we've got our puri here. What we have to do is like this. This dough seems crazy to me, I don't know. Now we put some of our potato mixture in there, our masala. I mean, usually they're a bit bigger, but obviously I had some issues. Now sprinkle some onions on top. Now a bit of sev. I don't know if I love this tamarind date chutney. I'll try it on some of them, okay? Just a little on top, it says. Ermagerd. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Get your pani. You just take one of your puris, dip it in, and then eat it right away. I'm gonna try one with the chutney. Nomi! Nom 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 nom. I do like it better with a chutney, by the way. I mean, it's not as good as the London one. Hope you didn't expect that.
I think I put too much sauce, a bit too much. But it tastes really good.
Right? I mean, it's not as flavorful as the London one, but I'm just not as accustomed to these spices.
Have you ever made anything Indian?
No. I mean, and I just follow the recipe.
I think I like it better with the chutney.
That's so good.
It's very good.
I think this is honestly the best thing I've ever made. Everything just works so well together. Everything's perfect about this. Try this. Hi guys, I'm still on such a high from the amazing thing that we just created. And I like to keep it that way because this video is about my 2 favorite things to eat. So I hope I'll be able to do empanadas justice because yes, empanadas, I just... way too fucking good. Like, they are so good, they shouldn't exist in this world. But we're so lucky to have them anyway in our lives. This is my first time making them. I hope I won't fuck it up. Empanadas, for those of you who don't know, are basically Latin dumplings. So we've got some dough and filling, and then they're baked. They're a different version of empanadas. The only empanadas that I've ever made was recently plantain empanadas. And then I think it depends on the recipe and how you make them and what you fill them with. They're regional varieties is what I'm trying to say. Tonight we're gonna make a mushroom spinach filling. So we should get started with the filling actually, because we have to cook it and then it has to cool down before we put it anywhere near the dough that we also have to create still. You're gonna need some olive oil, some onion, probably not a red one, but still have that cut from the previous recipe. More spices, a teaspoon of red chili powder, a tablespoon of dried oregano, then a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, another quarter of a teaspoon of black pepper. Now the star of the show, about 400 grams of champiñones in cubes and about 2 cups of spinach. I don't know how much that is. I just took a wild guess. Lastly, 100 grams of cream cheese and half a cup of Parmesan. Let's go over and fry it. Heat up some olive oil. I don't know how much, but you'll find out yourself. Add some onions. Now add the chili powder and the oregano. Let it sit for about 30 seconds. Now add the champiñones. Cook them for a little while. Pepper and salt. Doesn't say when to add the spinach, but it says to now add the cheeses. Parmesan and cream cheese. I wish I hadn't added cream cheese. Let's try. Oh, good. Now our filling has to cool until we need it. Time to make the dough. What you need is not much. 300 grams of flour, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 200 milliliters of water, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then you also need to beat an egg for your egg wash. Hands have been washed. Add your flour, add some salt together with the olive oil. And then we start mixing and we just keep adding water until we have a nice dough. That's it already. Now we have to let it rest for like 20 minutes. Our dough is done. Our egg has been beaten. Our filling is semi-cold. And we're completely hungry. I think we preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. I don't really know actually. They don't tell me a temperature, but I'm just gonna go with 180. We should get about 10 empanadas. Now make it really flat, 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 flat. Yeah. Nice. Take about a tablespoon of your filling. I'm trying to keep it as dry as possible. That looks like a good amount, I think. Now take some of your beaten egg and put it on the border so that it sticks together better. Flop it over. And then close it. Not exactly sure why that happened, but that happened. That's just the first one, so that one doesn't really count. Some more egg wash. You gotta poke some holes into the top so that the steam can escape. That one worked better. There we go. Into the oven it goes for 20 minutes. The first one got so ugly, the other ones are pretty. Guys, we're done. Wow, today has been such a long day. I don't know why. We only made 2 recipes and they also weren't the most complicated, but for some reason I've been standing here for 6-7 hours now. Let's look at our empanadas. Ta-da! They look really, really great. Most of them have leaked. The only issue is they don't feel that great. That is like the toughest thing I've ever touched. I don't know if it'll get better once they cool down a little. Let's just go for this one. As you can see, it leaked. I can barely touch it because it's so hot. So let's try biting into it, yeah? Good idea. They're a bit dry, so I guess I should have left more moisture in there. I'm just gonna dip them in my pani. Yeah, shit, that dough is just wrong. It's not bad. It's kind of lacking flavor a little. I don't know, it tastes a bit too bready, maybe. Let's just be satisfied with them looking good. And then we can call this video a mega success. Man, I really wanted this to be a mega success. Honestly, I can look past these empanadas. Probably never gonna try them again because I can get better ones ordering them and my first try just wasn't perfect. If it isn't perfect, I don't want it. But I can see past that because the panipuri were amazing. I can literally just sip this soup. I guess I'll just have an interesting dinner now with a combination of all of the ingredients. Yeah, I'm happy with this video. And I hope you were too. I hope you had a good time. If you didn't have a good time, then that just means that you don't want me to be happy. You better have had a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video y entonces nos vemos la próxima vez. Bye.